Let's get it on.
Right here, right now. We're getting it on. Get on down. It's going on tonight.
Right here, right now, indeed. You're here with the Late Night Big Breakfast here in New York City. We've got a fantastic guest for you now. You're probably wondering why we're wearing these fantastic sci-fi looking tops. Well, I'll tell you, our guest is no stranger to space and astrology. Welcome, John.
Who is that? I'm sorry.
So what's your name?
What is your full name? Can you say it to that camera?
Right, okay. John Pasmino from New York Skies Astronomy, Inc. in New York City.
Fantastic.
How long has the stars been a fascination for you?
I was a kid when the space age started, which was 52 years ago, with the Sputniks. But it was being talked up since World War II, because that's when we had a rocket that actually could go into space, even though it was a war weapon originally. And in the mid-50s...
Whoa, seems like the theme's kicked in there, the music.
Get on down. It's going on tonight.
And as I understand, obviously, before they were prepared to put men into space, they put chimps up there, didn't they?
Yeah, well, see, the idea of sending a chimp was as more closer to humans, and the biomedical probes and sensors could be in the same places as on the human body.
Okay, I read that they would have gone a lot further with the chimps had they just not spent most of their time masturbating and shitting in the capsules. Once they trained them, in a sort of spent a lot of money, but once they got up there, all they seemed to do was just masturbate like they do in the zoo. I mean, ideally, probably not the best mammal to be sending up there, the naughty chimp.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll be back after this infomercial.
Moon TV, milk and one, please. Moon TV, changing lives. In times of crisis and adversity, true leaders must step up to the plate and find ways of inspiring their men. Like Churchill and Roosevelt before him, it's Chief Inspector Reeves' time to lead from the front.
Hey, fellas. So, any of you tell me what this is?
It looks like a brick from outside, sir.
Does, doesn't it? Does look like a brick from outside. It is, in fact, a rock from 9/11. Genuine 9/11 rock from Ground Zero. Granted, it does look like an everyday brick, but a lot of imitations out there. That one is not an imitation. I just think, fellas, that, when you think of the horror of that event, the great tragedy of it, then everything else seems to pale into insignificance, particularly the events over the last few nights, particularly last night. But I am a man. I do have needs. She was technically, I suppose you could say, a prisoner. But I want to reiterate to you all here that that scenario that you walked in last night certainly wasn't prison sex. She was only a temporary prisoner. So just keep that in mind, fellas.
Sir?
What goes on tour stays on tour. And
You didn't pay for it, did you, sir?
what, the prostitute?
No, the rock.
No, it's Tchaikovsky's. All right, fellas, let's move on and remember who we are and why we do it. Easy. All right, fellas, good to talk.
It's going on tonight.
No, but I jest.
Can I take from that, John, that you don't believe in extraterrestrial beings?
Oh,
you don't believe there's other life forms out there?
I might just interrupt you there, Jace, because just help you out there a little bit. But bring it back to myself. I've always been fascinated by space, by what goes on out there, the physics, if you like, of space. For example, would a set of Venetian blinds work in space as well as they do on Earth?
Well, most astronomers and even spacefaring enthusiasts have a yin-yang relationship, because many people don't appreciate how big space is, even just between planets.
Okay, so you're saying the Venetian blinds would work in space the same as they would on Earth?
Well, no, well, coming down, they would not work because the blinds are let down by gravity.
I see.
But you can hoist them using the rod.
Makes
you see.
sense.
You probably would use stationary blind like veneers, louvers. Don't
Okay,
work.
so we're going to space. You're suggesting that louver type blinds would work better than your standard Venetians, something with that kind, not
it
gravity.
goes to raise and low because there's no up and down.
In
So
space,
you probably
okay.
use blades which are fixed at top and bottom or even side to side, which just tilt.
Or your standard curtains, perhaps, just your standard pull across.
Curtains, sure.
Yeah.
The curtains wouldn't hang.
The curtains wouldn't hang. Okay.
So
So,
again, you may have curtain rods top and bottom.
John, can I just cut in here? I mean,
of
something I've been
Korean.
very interested in and is intercourse in space. John,
Yeah.
how does that work?
How's that what?
Intercourse, making love work in space.
Well, we haven't. I think we did it with insects.
surely a couple of people on the space station there would have.
Well, the issue has come up in discussion among people who plan space missions. On the short flights to, say, the ISS, where an astronaut spends, about 6 months,
Yeah.
I mean, he can just hold out.
Right.
Say a trip to Mars.
6 months a long time, though, John.
Yeah,
to be
but
fair,
But you could do it. But on a flight to Mars, number one, you will not have the room. Well, I hear rumors that in some boarding schools in England, they mix a hormone depressant in the food in boarding schools to suppress activity among the teenagers. So they may be doing that, for Mars. I don't know.
John, we're going to go to an infomercial. Thank you. Well, if you're anything like me, you've probably lost sleep wondering how you can dice and slice those vegetables a little faster. And here to show you how to do that with the Kitchen Plus 2000 is Alan. Alan, how does it work?
Well, I'm not really the guy to talk to, but Blanca will be here by 7:30 p.m. The package is $20. On TV, they're $29.95 plus shipping and tax.
Well, there you have it, the Kitchen Plus 2000.